what happened there. It changed into the trot and she thought, oh, go, quick, trot, instead of thinking, I've got time here.
Yeah, again, the music she used at the beginning and end, it's a very familiar suite from Grand Prix riders in Europe over the last 10 or 15 years. So it not necessarily totally tuned to her horse and its paces. Which is a very interesting thing. Like when you get up to that very high level, you're talking, you know, championships and being potential medalists. I was talking to Natalie Susanne-Wittgenstein of Denmark when she had Digby. She turned up at a show in spring and handed her music in to the music guy, Gunther Alberding, who does all the big shows. And he said, of course I have your music with Digby. And she went, no, Digby is now older, he's a little slower. I had my composer reduce it by 2% over the winter, which is these details, again, these incremental gains.
Because otherwise you find yourself chasing the music and pushing the horse out of that rhythm, and their movements do change as they do get older. So that was incredibly clever of her to even think about doing that.
So Dong Hyun Nam is our next to go, just waiting for the signal from the judges. I haven't seen the stewards move to open the arena, so no bell has gone yet for our gold medalist from 2 days ago, putting Korea on the medal table of these Asian Championships. And now things are starting to happen around the arena for our penultimate combination.
I'm very excited about this test, John.
This is a real wow. It's walk in, it's look at me, I'm already the gold medalist once this week. Dong Hyun Nam and first edition for the Republic of Korea.
Lovely preparation there, going straight into the half pass. Very nice profile.
This is a combination with such recent Grand Prix experience. The horse was produced in Germany to Grand Prix and has now been ridden to the Grand Prix level. In fact, just a couple of weeks ago by Dong Hyun in Europe.
And you can see that in his balance, how he went from the shoulder in straight into the medium trot there, and there was no change in the contact. Very nice half pass to the right. Coming into the mirror image, into that extended trot. And there was a form of difficulty there, going from the extended trot straight into the walk. Very well placed positioning for the extended walk, keeping him walking towards the judges.
Dong Hyun Nam and first edition 9 just picking up the canter out of the walk section of their program here in freestyle.
It was a good pirouette. I would just like to see slightly more bend around the rider's inside leg just to get those higher marks.
And also we're talking, it's what, sort of 4 or 5 strides to bring it around, and the horse just sat and really pivoted on its hooves for one of those strides rather than lifting in the inside hind.
Yes. Very nice 3-time changes, so I bet he's having a breather now. Movement of difficulty, the extended canter going into the canter pirouette. And that pirouette that time was much smaller. Sadly, there was a mistake there in the 2 times, and you just want to see the horse actually stepping underneath his body in the change, not out to the side there. Very well presented half pass. And that's where, John, I was talking about having a little bit more bend around the rider's inside leg, and that's exactly why. Because they can't keep the activity behind if they can't move around the rider's leg. Lovely change.
So big, medium, extended trot it will be down the centre line for Dong Hyun Nam and First Edition to conclude his test. Now, is it enough? Is it enough to break 70%? Is it enough to go into the lead in front of Mint Chavanant? It really is difficult to know, because whilst there was very high quality work in there, it wasn't what we would call a clear round.
No, and he didn't have that free line there, John, so he had a mistake in his 2 times, and he did an extended canter at the end, and I feel that he could have done the 2-time changes there just to get another mark. So sadly, that's a big shame. Obviously, he did another canter pirouette to the left, and there was that slight sort of miscommunication. What the judges will do there is just find the middle mark, won't they?
Yeah, it was the next thing I was going to talk to you about. So we've got the 15 prescribed movements in this test. So it's a half pass left or it's a canter pirouette left is a single prescribed movement. But you can ride these things more than once. As I understand, the judges mark each one as if it's a movement, and then they average out the scores for the number of times they've seen it.
Yes, they do. And that's why it's always good, for example, to have that free line if you have a mistake. Because if you do it perfectly the second time and you get an 8, well, brilliant, you've really upped your mark. So I think a lot of these riders could go away from today and think, right, where are we going to put that free line?